Hello, in our last day of the challenge, I'm going to talk to you about some strategies that you can use in order to keep your decluttering up. Like with any tidying up program, you have to commit to doing it so that it doesn't become overwhelming. So I'm just going to show you a few things that we can do kind of every day and then at less frequent intervals. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is our emails. So this is my strategy for getting through all of the emails that I have in any one day. And right now you're not seeing my emails, you're just seeing a little bit blurry stuff. But here's my strategy. And I don't have a whole bunch of emails today. It's rather manageable this morning when I came in. And that's because every time I come in, I follow these steps. The first thing I do is I scan my emails to see if there's anything from anybody important. And those will be people like my bosses or anything like that. The second thing I do is I go through and I get rid of anything I know I don't have time to look at right now. This is not something I'm interested in today. It's an advertisement or anything like that. And I'll do several of those at the same time. So I click the first one. I'm going to hold down the shift key and I did the next one. I'm going to go hold down the command key and then to skip this one, and then I'm going to come all the way down here and click shift and hit this, and it will select all of those. So these are all the ones that I don't need to pay attention today. I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to mark them as red. Done. This has now made my emails a little bit more manageable. The next thing I'm going to do is sometimes this won't update right away. So I'm just going to go ahead and push the inbox, and then now it's even more manageable. And I have everything else hidden down here, so I'm not looking at it. The next thing I'll do is I'll say, okay, which one of these do I need to deal with later? Well, this one I need to deal with later. It's going to take me a little bit longer to deal with. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my task list. And I'm going to give Frank extra credit over here. I'm going to go ahead and add that to my task list, and I can add a date to it, but I know I have to get to it later, and this way I can even mark it as red because I can get back to the email right away. The next thing I'm going to do on my email is I'm going to respond to anything that's going to take just 1 or 2 seconds to respond to, and then after that I'll deal with the ones that are going to take a little bit longer. I try to, by the time I'm done with all of my email in the morning time, I try to have it close to 0 with only the things that I really have to spend a little bit of time thinking about before I respond to them. So that's one thing. And I do that every time I come into my email just to keep it down. I'm going to put a link in the description for some other videos that I've done that talk to you about how you can use these labeling and filtering and different inbox types to help manage that. But this is one quick way to do that. And so this has taken me, 3 minutes. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm also going to use my built-in task list over here to remind myself to do some things. So I'm going to click over here and add a task. And I'm going to call this task, so I want to keep up and make sure that I am decluttering my tabs. And I'm going to choose the time that I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do this on Friday, and I want this to repeat. So every week on Friday, starting this Friday at noon, I want to remember that I need to go through and do my tabs. I wouldn't do that, but it's an example. Next thing I want to do, I'm going to set a task as well. And this one is going to be my download folder. So another thing to do is just every once in a while go through your download folder and see what you've downloaded, trash, or put away things that you've done. Just like on your desk, you have to set a time and you have to pick up after yourself in the digital space so that everything can be neat and tidy. If you don't, it can end up being a hot mess in there. So I want to do this every month. So I'm going to set the time again for noon. Actually, I'll set it for 10 a.m. And I want to say, okay, every month on day 4 or the first Friday. I'm going to say the first Friday. And at 10 a.m., I want this thing to tell me that I need to check my downloads folder. So as you're going through some of the things that we've done over this challenge, you can add those in using your built-in task list in order to keep yourself on track to have a tidier digital life.